Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back, and we are so excited. House of Villains Season 2 premieres this week on E! Entertainment Television, and I'm so thrilled to be here with the hosts of our We Know House of Villains recap, which will be back in full swing after a gangbusters Season 1. Jenny, Autumn, and Chappell, my favorite villainous podcasting duo.
I feel like it's so funny that us two are the ones that have taken over like the idea of villainy on RHAP, because I don't know. I feel like we're pretty tame, right?
Yeah, we don't have it in us. We really don't.
Jenny, I have on good authority Chappell is a Slytherin.
I am.
Okay.
I am. But I'm a background Slytherin. I'm not one of the ones you read about in the books. I'm the one who's like,
is Jenny a villain? I don't think so.
No, but I am. I'm like one of those villains where it's like, when you have forsaken me, like I am.
Wow.
Like I am the
sweetest
thing until that you've used up.
That's
your
what Sammy Sweetheart used to say.
I literally I've never related to a person more than Sammy Sweetheart. I'm the sweetest bitch you ever met. Yeah, like that's me. I will be sweet until it's time to get sour, and then that's when you need to be afraid. So it is kind of But House of Villains is about you wondering what makes a villain too. So it's kind of open for interpretation.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the new villains that are going to be part of House of Villains Season 2. Jenny and Chappell, you covered all of Season 1, and I know there was a lot of buzz around Season 1. What was the overall reaction to House of Villains Season 1?
Hey, I thought it was solid. You know, we have these reality TV shows that are just popping up here and there now. And we had House of Villains with this iconic cast. And we said, look, you let the cast cook and they're going to do their thing. And we don't have to worry about too much. And I think the cast did exactly what we wanted. We saw the big names do what they were known for. I think a few more villains added to their legend. I'm looking at you, Bobby Lights. And so, overall, I don't have any real complaints with last season. What about you, Jenny?
I had fun with every episode. It's the thing is, like, the production quality is good. Joel McHale as a host is very fun. It is, as a show, very unserious and lighthearted, but in a way that is still bringing drama. But like you're watching it and you're like, what am I watching? Like, what is, like, it feels like a fever dream sometimes watching this show. But in like a really fun way, like a good, enjoyable fever dream, if those exist. I thought it was good. Like, some people that were there to make good television had longevity. So it wasn't one of those casts where, you know, it burned bright and fast and then it trailed off. Like, I feel like it brought from beginning to end. Obviously, there were some episodes that were more bangers than others, but I had a really good time with it, and I was wondering, you know, what they would do with a, you know, Season 2 cast, whether they'd bring some bangers, and time will tell to see if this cast can bring the heat the way that last season did. But I have some hope. I feel okay about what we're working with so far.
All right. Well, we'll talk about the whole cast. I want to make sure you're locked in for our House of Villains podcast coverage. Go to weknowvillains.com to subscribe to our House of Villains podcast feed to make sure you don't miss any of the episodes. We're also working on some interviews as well with the cast that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure you are subscribed to weknowvillains.com. Hit the subscribe buttons for however you listen to podcasts. Okay, let's talk about these folks that we're going to see in House of Villains Season 2. Would love to know sort of like how hyped we are. And I'm thrilled with this first person to have somebody who, a couple of these people have been on RHAP before, but somebody who joined us just earlier this year. So excited to see somebody that I would call a new friend.
Hey.
Welcome to House of Villains, Wes.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm excited.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is good.
Okay.
This is good. We needed this.
Now,
Yes.
Jenny, are you a challenge person?
So here's the thing. I am a non-completist challenge person. I have not watched every season. I have finished very few seasons. So my opinions are trash and not important. But I've seen enough and most of the modern stuff, like the 30s and up. And so I don't know like old school Wes, but every season of Wes that I have been blessed to watch, I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Like I, when we had bananas last season, I was like, I've always loved the bananas and Wes dynamic. So it felt fitting that we get Wes now. I think Wes is going to come in with something to prove because he's always had this kind of rivalry with bananas, it seems. So I think, bananas had a really good run last season. I think that that's going to be the fire under Wes's ass here to make a name for himself.
Gotta beat bananas. Yeah.
Because, as a non-completist of the challenge, a bit of a casual, I would say that there have been people arguing pretty heavily that Wes is not a villain. Chappell, do you have a take on that?
Nah, I'm not going to push that argument.
That.
I'm not. I'm not, because I'm a day one Wes fan. Okay, Wes was on the season of The Real World that was right here in Texas, Real World Austin, and so I've known this man since 2005. He can do no wrong in my eyes, but he's very much a villain. He's very much compared to like the little.
I think he would call himself a villain.
I don't think he would, but I think that's the whole allure of it, right? Like Wes is like, well, I'm doing what you need to do to win. Sure, you all don't like the tactics, but they're effective. I don't think he would see himself as a villain, but I think everybody looking in knows that Wes is something of a puppet master, like he's the hero, everybody else is the villain, but he's pulling the strings. So I'm very excited to have Wes on our screen.
Yeah.
I think that's, sorry, I was going to say, I think that's, part of the show is like the different categories of villain. And I really do think that Wes falls into the category of, mastermind and like social strategist to the point of manipulation and will do anything that it takes to win type of villain. Whereas like some of these other people on the cast are like, we'll get into a fight and like curse your name and potentially damage belongings, like those kinds of villains. So I think that it just depends on what you can consider to be a villain. But I think it's very fair in what I've seen Wes do in his time on reality TV. I'm so excited. He's great TV.
Yeah. And if you missed it earlier this year, Wes and his wonderful wife, Amanda, joined Puya and I to talk about The Traitors Season 2. Earlier this year. Maybe one day we'll see Wes over making a pit stop from House of Villains' house to go stay at Traitors Manor one day. Definitely check that out over on robhasawebsite.com. Okay, let's talk about another member of this cast. And this is somebody who, no stranger to the reality TV streets. It's Teresa Giudice.
I'm glad you said her name because I couldn't read that to save my life. Giudice, got it.
Yeah, I mean, she's a real housewife of New Jersey. Okay, I speak New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
can I say that? But like, not to, I don't like to objectify anybody, but Teresa Giudice. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's like
Gia nice.
Yeah, nice. Turn out to be G nice.
Yeah, looking good. Teresa.
I mean, I feel like that from especially like I feel like going back and seeing her from like 15 years ago when she was on The Apprentice. Like, I just had a glow up.
Eight backwards. This point, right?
Is that what jail time will do for you?
Look, we could explore that with a couple other cast members this season as well. But I know Teresa, even though I've never seen The Real Housewives of New Jersey, because I think she's one of those, like, just one of the faces of the franchise. So I'm not shocked that she is one of the ones we're getting to represent the Housewives. I know that she's like a quote machine as well. So very excited to see what Teresa does this season.
I'm not a Housewives person, but I watched a couple super cuts of Teresa and her work, and I must say I'm a big fan. I'm excited. She's cutting, so I think like a lot of her super cut footage is older stuff, right? But from what I've seen, at least in the footage that's coming out to promote the season, I think she still got it. Like like how she's looking to you, Rob, she still got it.
Well, it turns out since she got out of jail, she became a competitive bodybuilder. How about that?
Damn.
Oh, there you go. You called it. The results are showing.
The results are showing.
I think she's in for the competition. Yeah. Okay. Look. Ooh, that's the worst thing for these people. Because if Teresa likes to get down, she might start throwing hands soon. And I'll take it. Let's go.
All right. And speaking of competitive bodybuilding, no stranger to us Big Brother fans, Jesse, Mr. Spectacular Godders.
What's he wearing, Rob?
Okay, so these Entertainment Weekly, yeah, sure, no problem. So you want to guess what he's wearing?
Not to objectify him, I just want to see. Is it?
Can you guess what he's wearing? You say yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, I thought for some reason this man had on sleeves. I was about to say why? Why?
No, Mr. Spectacular doesn't wear sleeves.
I caught a bit of the skin, and so it's like this is a look.
Yep.
This man is known for being muscles, Rob. He's known for being muscles, but I remember, the North remembers Big Brother and the way they screwed this man over. I mean, he had the house in a frenzy. I'm sorry, watching him play the second time he played Big Brother was amazing, but the first time he was a magnet for drama as well. Mr. Spectacular is so much of a villain that they brought him back in subsequent seasons of Big Brother to punish other people. Like he was hosting challenges. Like we brought in like he was basically he was basically Zingbot. So you gotta have Mr. Spectacular on House of Villains.
A professional troll. So we'll see how he fares in the House of Villains house. Now, okay, we have a reality TV icon is here. This is pretty exciting as we have the one and only winner of the first Survivor season, Richard Hatch, is going to be a part of House of Villains season 2.
This is surreal.
He said in the trailer, I believe, he said he was the winner of the original Survivor.
Yes.
Is that what people refer to season like to Borneo as, is original Survivor, and everything beyond that is not original?
Spinoffs. Yeah. Spinoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, this is incredible. Did you ever expect to see Richard Hatch back on reality TV in the competitive sense?
No, I really didn't. That much like Teresa Giudice that we talked about, Richard also did a season of Celebrity Apprentice. I want to say the 3rd or the 4th season of Celebrity Apprentice.
Not the same one.
I don't believe it was the same one. I'd have to go back and confirm that. But overall, I did not think that anybody wanted him out there for the show, but here he is.
He's back, baby.
He's back. Now, famously, he has said that he was in the mix for Survivor 40 for Winners at War, and they kind of left him at the altar. So maybe he has been itching to get back on a show since then.
And here's the thing: it's like if you're a little too spicy for some tastes. This show is House of Villains, and so I don't. How selective can you be? You know what I mean? Like, what are you saying? Like, controversy can't be having that. That's kind of what making a name for yourself as a villain in the reality TV sphere is sort of about. So I think that if he's going to come back onto TV, like what an excellent space to do so. I'm predicting, like, do you feel like Richard Hatch is going to be very much like back in my day? Like, is he going to be doing that sort of thing? Because I feel like some of these other people, even though we have a lot of other cast members that have been around for a while, I can just see him being like, well, I'm like the beginning of reality TV.
Well,
like
you stumbled onto something very fascinating, Jenny, that, Richard, when he played, was Richard, but now he's Rudy. So I think that this is like, but I think that Richard is an incredibly smart person. And I don't think that he's necessarily going to be telling people like, back in my day, this is how we did it. I think his reaction is going to be like, well, these people are crazy. Like, I think he's going to be like clocking the absurdity, but I don't think he's necessarily going to be like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know what HOV means, I think that Richard Hatch is going to be fun to watch. I just want Hatch to really tap into that competitive spirit and go for the gold. Like, I want to see him try. I think that people could argue in subsequent games that he played after winning Survivor that the target was so big that he really didn't have a lot of space to play. And so maybe he wasn't giving it his all. I would like to see Richard come in with the eye of the tiger and try to win the game.
Okay. So you want him to hatch like a reborn version of himself with a killer instinct, Chappell.
Yeah, he birthed these villains. There is no, Big Brother season 10 without Hatch winning Survivor, one prime Survivor, the original Survivor. Yeah, exactly. I think that you need this man because he is the original reality TV villain and he needs to be here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Victoria Larson of the Bachelor world, okay? Queen. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Chappell, tell us about our Victoria.
So I don't watch The Bachelor normally, but recently I've been going on The Bachelor RHAP with Amy and Haley here on We Know Scripted TV, and I got to go and watch the season with Victoria on it. And I think I was like one of the few people that was tweeting like, hey, I kind of like Queen Victoria because she's messy. They hated her. When I tell you, the viewing public hated her, the women in the house hated her. And for me, that made her the perfect person to root for. They call her the queen because she said, yeah, I'd like to be called Queen Victoria. She does have a crown. She's very confrontational, and I think that she's going to be fun to watch moving forward too.
Okay.
I feel like there was like a stretch on, and again, I fell off with The Bachelor many years ago, and I very casually keep tabs on it like through other people and on social media. So I am aware of Queen Victoria and her lore, but I have not experienced it firsthand. But I feel like there was like a stretch on The Bachelor where they didn't have like the villains that were leaning into it for a while, and I feel like that she kind of came back. She came and was like bringing that energy, and people didn't know what to do with themselves because they had kind of gotten adjusted to not having that kind of person. So I feel like she brings like a refreshing old school villain, confident woman on the dating shows type energy, which is fun.
Okay, Chappell, how far did she get on The Bachelor?
Oh, she was out very quickly. They did
she on
not
Bachelor
have
in Paradise too, though?
Yeah, that's what I've learned this. That's what they do with the early boots from The Bachelor. They like
Makes
send them
sense.
the VIP. Yeah, and so
the
she
untapped
gets cut.
potential.
Yeah, I think she was on. She got cut on Matt James's season, and so she was out very quickly. And then BIP, I think she did okay. I don't think she won. But yeah, it was very early. I think she got eliminated week 4 in The Bachelor. So
okay,
yeah. But she made a big name for herself in just that amount of time. And there's like 50 women on the first week of The Bachelor. So to stand out to this point, I think that's saying something.
All right.
And listen, we on Chappell and I covered The GOAT a few months ago, and grocery store. We learned Grocery Store Joe was an early boot off of his Bachelor season, and he went far. So like icons sometimes go early in their seasons. I think that's very, very true. So we don't need to knock Victoria's placement on The Bachelor.
Okay. All right. No knocking. Okay. Let's go to our next person from the world of 90 Day Fiance. We got to have a 90 Day Fiance person on our House of Villains house. This is Lissa Lima.
Whoa.
I'm just laughing because one, Larissa, this picture is incredible. Shout out to you. But two, I remember last season when we started talking about Anfisa on 90 Day Fiance, and I was like, look, y'all, I don't
This is
think
not a villain.
A villain. Anfisa's going to do well in this game. Y'all don't understand Anfisa like I understand Anfisa. So I've looked into Larissa. Larissa might be a villain, y'all. She might just be a villain. And I'm okay. Because Anfisa, she gave us some good sound bites last season. We got a lot of like the showman's kind of talk with her and Johnny Bananas. But she did Anfisa the best way she could, right? Like she gave us the Anfisa character. The Larissa character is bigger. It's louder. It's more confrontational. She has opinions, and she's not going to be quiet. I don't think she's going to be able to play like a quiet, under the radar game like Anfisa did at times. I think Larissa is going to be explosive, Jenny.
I don't feel like anything about this woman feels under the radar to me. I fully believe that she is ready to go. And what I have heard of her lore, even just like the fact that Chappell is like, okay, I love to defend my 90-day fiance robbed queens that are misunderstood. They've been lied to. They've been, sold a bill of goods that was not. We understand that he's like, the fact that he's like, no, this woman is a villain.
Yes.
Larissa's quote is, the queen, she said, if you cross the queen, you will die, is what she yells out like the week before her wedding or something like that. Who is against the queen will die. Like, this lady is not pulling any punches. I can't wait.
Now,
she has a different look than her original 90 Day Fiance run, I believe.
It's similar.
Oh, okay. Just like a different color dress or different color hair.
No, I think her hair was always dark. It's longer in this picture for sure. The dress is definitely red. She doesn't necessarily look like those old pictures, but I think the same Larissa attitude is here to stay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just looking up some Larissa and Colt 90 Day. They're all on Max, and you could watch them. And there's some of the episodes have descriptions like, Eric is in for a surprise when Larissa wants to borrow a large amount of money for plastic surgery.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she got it.
yeah, she got it.
She needs to win, Chappell.
Look,
she owes people a lot of money.
I don't know if she owes that man any money. Colt and Larissa are no longer together as far as I know, but she is going.
Well, she borrowed the money from Eric.
Yeah.
Who's Eric?
Yeah. Who is Eric? Is that the cousin? I don't think that was the cousin. And so famously, she used to get into it with Colt's cousin. He was not a fan of her. She was very much like telling Colt's mom, Debbie, kind of like stay out of our business, even though she was living with it. Like it was a whole thing. I don't think that's Eric. I don't think that's Eric because I don't think this cousin would have given her anything. She was at odds with the family the whole time. I'm not shocked that her and Colt did not end up together happily ever after.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about, we have somebody from the world of Drag Race, and Candy Muse is here. Oh, I did it again. Candy Muse.
Hey.
Incredible.
Yes. Who was our Drag Race representative last season? Was it Alyssa Edwards?
No, that was on the GOAT.
Was that on the GOAT? Dear God.
I don't think we had a Drag Race person on.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
Then shout out to Candy Muse for being the first one. Yeah. Candy Muse is very much a villain as well, from what I can tell. Known for fighting and stirring the pot on Drag Race. And so, I think this is going to be very fun to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, and just even the trailer alone, the few snippets that we get of Candy Muse, I think this cast is all very dedicated to making good television and not holding back. I'm really hoping that they have seen the first season and now we're like, okay, I know what this show is supposed to be, and are gonna lean into that and be like, this is what I'm known for. I'm going to give it to you like unconcentrated. Mm-hmm. Or concentrated. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Then let's talk about, we have somebody from the Bad Girls Club. We always got to have somebody from the Bad Girls Club. And so we have Camila Poindexter.
Is that a real last name?
You think it's like a stage name, Camila Poindexter?
Why? What is she going for? She's not like a nerd.
That as a last name.
Yeah. I don't look
it seems like a stage name to me.
It kind of does.
Is that is that part of the dress or are they separate gloves? Sorry, I'm very focused on the fashion.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like that. There's like they look like long gloves, right? There's like
It almost looks like it's connected to her dress itself.
yeah.
Anyway.
I don't think so. I don't think I think it's a separate arm piece.
And then
long
like
gloves.
laying on like the bracelets on top of the glove area.
I think so. I think so.
I'm not familiar with Camila myself. Chappell, do you have her lore?
Yeah. Do you watch the Bad Girls Club, Chappell?
I don't. I think I know that Scally was telling me that like Scally was a fan from day one. I think maybe even Jacob Jones as well was saying that he's a fan of the show. But you know, Bad Girls Club brought us Tanisha, who I would say is probably the most famous of the bad girls in the Bad Girls Club. But Camila is also known for being a bad girl. She's been on several reality shows, including America's Next Top Model and this NBC show called Mama's Boys, where you know it was like a group of mothers who were out to choose the perfect woman for their bachelor sons, which is incredible just to think about. But she's a competitor.
Send them to MILF Manor.
Bring that back.
Yeah,
so
like
will
but
she
she's
be mother?
Yeah, I think she is automatically mother. Yeah, she's been on the Love Games before. Bad Girls Need Love too. So I think Camila is going to be a fiery personality. Whereas I think Tanisha was able to kind of like temper that to get the win. I think Camila might struggle with that a little bit based on what I know about her.
Yeah, because Tanisha kind of played like a hero game almost in House of Villains season 1, whereas it seems that, I mean, she clearly has been on a lot of different shows, so that tells me that she's gonna know what she needs to do. I think that sometimes when you get people that have only been on one show and then they do something different, it's like they have like an identity crisis and they don't know what they're supposed to be doing or like what their character is. I feel like that's someone who is seasoned enough from a bunch of different areas that will bring the fire, knows who she is.
Okay.
Yeah, but she likes to fight. Make no mistake. Like she's from Bad Girl Club. Like they throw hands.
They fight.
These people, they fight. They kick ass. And so I'm not saying there's somebody who I see Camila fighting, but if it goes there, Camila gonna make sure she turned up for it. Just know that much.
Yeah,
okay.
I think we will see fights on this season just based on the roster so far.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's talk about from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay. Is this Safari?
It's Safari.
That's
Safari. Safari's so funny to be here because he's not from the competitive reality world like a lot of them are. He's from Love and Hip Hop, which is a dramatization of what his actual life is. And he's got a lot of drama. Safari is he's not like a very confrontational person. Like he's not known to be like throwing stuff and like he can go there, but he's very much known for like some of the woman issues he's been having, you know, with some mates in the past. He hasn't always shown up in the right way in some of his past relationships, and that's what makes him a villain this time.
See, I feel like this is like the equivalent again with not knowing Love and Hip Hop, but like having Shake on last season, like
yes,
no, from Love Is Blind, because it's like that's he was just on that show because he was just kind of like a douchebag to women, you know, which counts as a villain in my books. It's like, don't get me wrong, but that kind of just sounds like it's a similar like casting type for Safari here.
It's kind of different. So
not the same person. But
I think that Shake is a jerk. Like you don't want to be friends with Shake. I think that Safari, it's kind of like Safari seems like he's a pretty nice dude, but he likes to cheat a lot. You know, like he's going to be out here philandering and lying about it. He could get into some social media drama with the best of them as well. But it's really the relationship stuff and maybe even some of the stuff with his you know his family, like that really kind of puts him in those like villainous lights. And not in the same way that Shake is like. I think Shake make you want to punch him. You know, like I think there's something about Shake that's like, why are you so irritating? I don't know if Safari has that all the time.
That makes me question whether he's going to like have things in the house that are going to like light that spark.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He has no exes in the house, you know,
that we know of.
One more person to talk about, and it's Tiffany New York Pollard. Oh,
Let's go.
Am I losing my mind? Wasn't Tiffany Pollard on season 1?
She sure was, Rob.
She sure was. Can you have a House of Villains if she's not in it, though? Is it really a House of Villains if New York isn't in it, Jenny?
No, at this point, no. If we were going to,
and she was out early, right? She was like the second person out.
No, it was like third or fourth, maybe.
Okay.
Unless, please give her flowers. She made her time worth it on the show, and that alone is reason to bring her back, because it's like she is the kind of person who can get into it with anyone, including people that you think that she's friends with. Like, it's sometimes confusing to see who she ends up beefing with, and you're like, why are they fighting? What's happening here? Is this a real fight? I'm so confused. So if you are going to bring somebody back from the previous season and give them all new people to mingle with, this is the perfect person to bring back. I am totally okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Okay. So maybe her and Jesse can relate to when you're on a show and then you go out kind of early and then they bring you back the next season after and you come back and then you run things.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, New York lasted 4 episodes last time, but the thing is that, like, she was still the second boot. So it's really tough to live in the House of Villains with New York, because like Jenny said, she could just wake up and decide that y'all are beefing, and nobody wants that.
Yeah. That's one thing about this show. They're in no hurry to get rid of people. It's like, we know we have casting gold. Like, what's the rush? Why do we got to get rid of people so fast?
And I appreciate that, because give us at least a couple episodes with some people. I want to be able to see the interactions. I will say my predictions for New York are that she did not get on well with Mr. Johnny Bananas in season 1. I am foreseeing, and maybe I'm just trying to manifest something, Wes loves to pick a person as like his ride or die person that he feels like he can kind of manipulate. And I am just I think I'm just feeling like, hey, you really want to get back at Bananas? Like, work with me. I really am trying to manifest New York and Wes being like a power couple in the House of Villains house. House of Villains house. That's redundant. Anyway, I would love to see it, especially if it means that Wes can work his magic to keep New York more than 2 rounds. Like, please.
Yeah, that would be tough. I mean, it would take some magic, to get New York to be like a ride or die for you. The last time she was ride or die for a man, it didn't work out twice, and she will never let that happen again. Okay, so
maybe things have changed. I don't know. Never say never, Chappell.
Just to go back to Bananas for 1 second, it is funny they did hear with Tiffany Pollard, like what they were like teasing was going to happen with Johnny Bananas and the Traders, and that he was out so early, they were just going to bring him back the next season. Like the producers were just like, who should come back from this season? Like, well, we're thinking maybe Johnny Bananas. And that just sort of like ran, they'll bring Bananas back for the next season.
You get that big name and you're going to want to keep it. I mean, like I said, we only had New York for 4 episodes. And while most people would say 4 episodes is a long time, not long enough. Not long enough when it's Tiffany Pollard. You got to have her on as much as you can. She'll be back for season 3.
All right. So Jenny and Chappell are going to be back with coverage. Week 1, there's actually 2 episodes of House of Villains coming up. Episode 1 is going to be Wednesday night. Episode 2 is going to be Thursday night for our recap podcast coverage. We got to go to weknowvillains.com and subscribe to the podcast, okay? And make sure that you are ready to go. I just don't want you to miss anything.
No. You can't. You can't miss it. It like there's so much happening. It's chaotic and unserious and fun. So I can't imagine wanting to miss out on all of these legends of villainy and their time coming together. People that you're just like, can you believe that these people are all in a house interacting?
No.
But yeah.
And
okay.
There's no telling who might show up on the podcast. We know villains. That's our whole thing, right? We know villains. And so
we know some of them, yeah.
We might get lucky. We might have a villain show up. We need guests. Let's see if we can get some good guests.
All right. Jenny, where can people follow you?
I'm on social media at Jenny Autumn, and I am really excited about this upcoming season. Make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe, and I'm hype. I think it's going to be a great time, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it too. Chappell, where can people follow you?
YouTube.com/@recapkickback to subscribe to my YouTube page where I be podcasting about TV and stuff, and it's a great time. And so check it out over there. And then, of course, keep up with me on RHAP as well.
Okay. Who are you excited to see, audience? Let us know in the comments. Tell us who you're excited to see and why. And we'll be back in a couple of days with coverage of week 1 of House of Villains here. WeKnowVillains.com. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.